Okay, good evening. And for those who have joined the class already, and we are ready to start tonight. Okay, so I think a lot of people are joining quite late, but we'll be holding on a bit for them. Okay, for those who are in class, you have the, yeah, okay, let me see. Okay, I think we are still not much in class, but let me just quickly give the brief. Okay, so good evening. I hope you can hear me for the people that have joined. Okay, I can see your chat. Hello, yeah, good evening. I hope everything is fine, and I hope you are ready to start today. Yeah, okay, so Ms. Torella and Mr. Julius, welcome. I know others will still join us as we progress. Okay, this lecture is live both on YouTube and Facebook. I hope you can get the person that have joined. Okay, so the thing there is that for those who are joining from Facebook and YouTube, you won't be able to interact with the class. There are some in the closed group who will be able to interact with the class. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. It's exactly 9 p.m. on the dot, and um, welcome to IELTS Live tonight. And my name is Isaac Oimoguja. We are live on IELTS webinar on Zoom, and we're also live on Facebook on my page, and we are also live on YouTube on the YouTube page of the Academy. Okay, so welcome everybody. So you could always refer to the lecture again on YouTube. Immediately the class ends, you could access the YouTube video on the YouTube channel. Okay, so this evening I'll be transiting to my slide now. This evening it's about writing. Thursday is for writing and writing and writing alone. Okay, so I will transit to my slide. Just okay. Okay, so I hope you can all see my slide for those who are in class. Okay, you can see IELTS writing class lecture 10. Okay, this is lecture 10 in this session. Yes, in this section, this is writing lecture 10. Yes, because that's why we had to split. I had to split the writing from other aspects so we could dedicate a lot of time so that we won't be hurried into concluding and then moving on into another aspect. Tuesdays is meant for handling other aspects. Okay, in this season, I told us that we will be covering 8 particular aspects. 8 aspects. In the first four lecture, 9 lectures thereabout, we handled sentence structure, we handled vocabulary development 1, we handled vocabulary development 2. Okay, the vocabulary development 1 includes the main idea, alternate words and synonyms, higher words and expressions. We also went into transitions, yes, which is cause and effect. I'm trying to recap. For those who would like to check those lectures, they are all available on YouTube, yes. Cause and effect, contrast, addition, and also we went into examples. We've not done comparison and elaboration because we might be doing it towards the end of the class, yes, of the season, because I discovered that they are not too much of an important. The first four are very important. Okay, so that is it. And in the last lecture, I think was it the last lecture, I want to quickly go into that before we write our introduction today, because today we will be dealing with writing introduction to an essay. Okay, so the first thing I want to, yes, I think I took us through 4 stages that you have to go in writing. Number one of them is decode your question type. Number two is plan. Number three is write. Number four is fulfill your work. I say spare 5 minutes for this. Okay, but I will go into the section one, that is decode your question type. Because if you answer your question wrongly, it will cost you some marks on context. Okay, so let me see if I can quickly summarize that. There are 3 types of questions. Please pay attention. There are 3 types of questions because today we want to write introduction. I've done this before, whether in lecture 8 or 9, but I want to recap. There are the why question. The why question, you have to justify a position. Yes, you have to justify a position, or yes, or you defend an opinion. Okay, okay. In this type of question, you are expected to take a position and justify the position. Okay, this is a sample question. Health education is essential aspect of community health. Do you agree or disagree? That is, you're going to take your stand, then discuss your position or defend your position. Then another sample why question. Online education, just leave the rest. What is important is discuss both views and give your opinion. There are views, 2 views. Some people claim that e-learning has many benefits, that it will replace face-to-face education soon. Others say that traditional education is irreplaceable. So you're going to defend these 2 positions. Okay, these are what I call argument essay. Okay, companies should encourage employees who work in a high position to leave at the age of 55 in order to give opportunities to the new generation. To what extent do you agree? Are you going to agree totally? Are you going to disagree totally? Are you finding a middle ground? Okay, but whichever position you take in, you have to defend the position. That's why question. So the second set of questions are what question? What questions are just about narration? What is the cause of this? Why is this problem so? Okay, you just need to discuss. Look at these questions. Nowadays, there is a wide range of TV programs, but instead of watching educational programs, news, or documentary films, more and more people prefer to watch TV shows, soap operas, and or serials. I think this should be series, but I will leave it at that. I'm not too sure. I copied it from the IELTS question site. And this negatively affects knowledge acquisitions. What are the primary causes of these tendencies? Okay, so you're going to state the reason people are shifting from, okay, educational programs, news, documentaries to TV, soaps, and shows. Okay, that's what I call narratives, and that's what question. The next type of question, there are just 3 types in IELTS. Broadly speaking, yes, is how. How questions are always about solutions. Okay, nowadays there's a wide range of TV, okay, blah, blah, blah. The first question is what are the tendencies? That's a narration. How is it possible? That's also a narration, but in this part is asking you to prefer solution. Okay, so those are the 3 question categories that you will most likely encounter, that you are one of them or 2 at times, because sometimes what and how can be combined, like you can see here. So now let's move straight into writing introduction. I'm doing a recap. You must be aware, pay attention to these 3 question types. I will still recap in other lectures so that when you get to your exam or you answer the questions appropriately. Okay. Okay, now we are into writing introduction for narratives. For narratives, I say narratives. Okay, so I want us to go through the process of writing introduction for narratives. Over the past 10 lectures, I've taught us how to write sentence, how to transit from one sentence to another. Yes, now we need to start applying it into essay situation. Okay, this is a narrative essay. To what consequence can it lead to? Can you see? The planet's population is reaching unsustainable levels, and people are facing shortage of resources like water, food, and fuel. Okay, so it is asking us now that to what consequence might overpopulation lead to? And the second question is, in your opinion, what measures can be taken to fight overpopulation? So if you want to write an introduction, you need to write an introduction that is clear. Yes. The number one thing is to rephrase the question statement. I'm going to write a sample for you. So the number two thing is highlight your discussion point. Let me say you can have more than one. So under that circumstance, you will have to actually highlight them. Okay, so let me come here now and write a sample rephrase. That is, this is the question statement that you would rephrase. Okay, okay. So I can start with the word population is facing serious challenges or facing serious challenge as means of human okay. Now I want to narrow it because this question didn't particularly narrow which species it is addressed to. Okay, it's talk about people. Okay, as the means of human sustenance, such as water, okay, food, okay, food and food are so much in short supply and unable to cater for the ever increasing uh, population of human beings. Okay, okay. I want to rephrase this. It's becoming too long. The world population is facing serious challenge as the means of human sustenance, such as water, food, and fuel and food, are so much in short supply. Okay, let me end it here. If I want to continue, I would, but I just want to end it here. Okay, so this is a rephrase of the question because look at the question statement. The planet's population is reaching an unsustainable level and people are facing shortage of resources like water, food, and fuel. I said the world population is facing serious challenge as the means of human sustenance, such as water, food, and fuel and food are so much in short supply. Okay, everything I have said here totally captures the idea of what is here. That's the meaning of rephrasing the question statement. Okay, so I'm going to take it slowly. I want to go into highlighting my point first, but I want everybody to participate because a long time of lethargy sometimes prevent people from participation. Okay, you can see that I only just alternated the arrangements and changed some words. Some words cannot be changed, like water, fuel, food. I just replicated them. And then I said the world's population. Uh, this one says the planet. I said words. Okay, fine. Is facing a serious challenge. It says it's reaching an unsustainable level. Okay, I connected it. And people, okay, as the means of human sustenance. Okay, I coined that one, but I was linking it to a cause and effect. Okay, such as water, fuel are so much in short supply. Maybe compared, I just want to write this one compared with the growing number. Okay, so everything here is as captured what is here. That is what it means to write an introduction. You must write the introduction so that even if someone sees your essay, the person does not need to ask, what does the question look like? Yes. Or what is the question? The person needs to understand, okay, this person wants to talk about the challenge facing, yes, human existence in the form of food, water, and fuel. Okay. So now I want to take us to a question so that I will see how you can rephrase your question. Okay, this is a question. Some students uh, work while studying. So I want you to rephrase this part. I will put it in green. This often results in lacking time for education and constantly feeling under pressure. I will be giving you 3 minutes because I want us to go fast. I want you to rephrase that statement or those statements in your own words. Yes. So 3 minutes from now, time start now. Please participate because a lot of people who have participated have seen their work. There has been great improvement, not perfect, but great improvement. So participate. Okay, 1 more minute, please. No, yeah, I think two. Still have two. Okay. Okay, we've gotten one. Thank you for the contribution. I'm still waiting for others. Yes. Okay, I will start working with these three that I've gotten. Number one, a number of students have to work to support their education, okay, and this often reduce their time for self-study, okay, okay, fine, leading to stress and anxiety in them. I think this in them is not absolutely necessary. I think your introduction was okay, but I would like you to, okay, I just want you to remove this in them. Okay, but after that, your introduction was a number of students. Okay, quite a lot of students. I will agree with your statement. Okay, I'm separating the a lot, but I want you to use a very more appropriate quantification. A lot. Fine, it's still okay. I will put it under green, but I would prefer the word a number of students engage in work, study. This is not clear because work study, you see, work and study, okay, and thus this puts most of them under pressure and not being able to I think there's a you can correct this part today to concentrate uh with I think on their studies. Okay, okay. Someone is okay. You are posting your you're posting your question under question and answer. Okay, your this thing. Okay, fine. This is good, but not your expression is not too fantastic. I will still go into the expression later. The person that wrote this, most students who are working during study often make them, there's a problem of transition from this place. Most of them working during study maybe often lack time for their studies, often make them lack time. No, because what article are you referring to often make them lack time? Okay, you are referring to the issue of study. Okay, but it is not well framed. Often, I want you to remove, make them. Most students who work during study often lack time for their studies and also makes them pressured. Because you use the word make, okay, let me use it now. Most students who are working during their study often lack time for their studies and also make them pressured. Okay, makes them pressured. It is okay. Quite a number of students engage in work and study, and this, most of them, puts most of them under pressure and not being able to concentrate on their studies. Fine. I think they are fine, but I will seriously, I lean towards this. Most of us have written something good. But why I am leaning towards this is that this person used hand here. I have been telling us most of the time when you have used hand first time, there's no problem when you are using hand second time. This is additions when we are doing transition, but this is leading to, this is a, what do I call, cause and effect situation. Yes, I prefer this one. When you have used hand the second time, then you transit into another function that is maybe a cause and effect situation instead of using hand again. Yes, if it is combining the issue, you can use hand. But if you can use a cause and effect, I think I will, most of us have written something good, but I will lean towards this person as being more appropriate. Okay, I want to see others too. Come back. Okay, I will paste them here so that we can all see now. And also, as we're writing, we didn't do vocabulary development to start today. We'll be doing it at the end when we've concluded writing, because most of the time I discover that after doing it, we don't have time for other things. I want us to, combining education with work has been found to increase students' stress level and have far-reaching impact on devoting harmful time. Fantastic. I love this. Though you spend time, because I will be judging you based on time too. Why? Because under exam condition, you don't have every minute to coin out the best of your write-up. So you need to write the best under a very short time. That's why I would say I want to be comparing you with those who sent theirs very, very early. Okay. Okay. Many students who work and study, I think, have I written this one here before? Yes, there was something I wanted to pick out in this one. I omitted it. Most. Please, quantification is very, very important in essay. Okay. I don't want you to use most. Okay, though you have gone into your own quantification, fine. Many students who work as well as study, okay, because you are referring to many people, this one should be do not have enough time for studying and often undergo so much stress. Fine. Many people, pupils, please, you can't use pupils for every student. Not every student can be called pupil. So that's why I want you to expunge the word pupil. Many students, okay, engage in other activities so as to earn money. I think you did not indicate that they were doing the activities with schooling. Okay, while I will put it while schooling. Okay, slacking behind in education. What does it? You are transiting to maybe leading to, okay, or resulting in slacking behind in education is usually the outcome. I want you to use and, because you are transiting to a course, and slacking behind in education usually the outcome because of the concentration. This is not giving any contextual meaning. I will write it, no contextual meaning, because at the end of it, I wasn't getting what you were saying. Behind in education is usually outcome because of concentration. Yeah. So the others one, this is okay, this is okay, this is okay, this is okay, but I'm going to start this two. So you just pay attention to the construct. Combining education with work has been found to increase student stress level and have far-reaching impact on devoting ample time for study. Okay, this one also, I will expunge this in them. I will say a number of students have worked to support their education, and this often fine. So let me see. Oh, okay. Those whose your comments are just coming in, I won't be able to check them. Yes, time. I want you to send yours fast. I send the assignment like 9:16. Yes, and I expected in 9:19. When your own comes 9:26, that's too late. Yes, I will paste them, but I won't be able to go over them. Yes, because of the fact that I want you to start responding on time. If you respond on time, even if I'm clocked for time, I will respond. Yes, I mean it. Okay, so let me paste these ones in the other segment. And those who went to the question and answer this thing, I don't want to distract the network. I don't want to do, somebody send correction for our own or his own, so okay, no problem. I don't want to disrupt the network, so I won't be able to go into the question and answer and start picking your option. Yes, I don't know why you pasted it there. Okay, I think you've reposted it to me. Okay, I think you reposted it. Most of you who went to, I can't copy it. Okay, I will have to answer live. I need to uh, exit into an option that can disrupt the class. So I don't want to do that now. Please type into the chat. Please type into the chat directly. I know I can go into the question live. I will set it up for later lectures. Okay, so that is it. For those who are just typing, yes, I'm sorry, I won't be able to do that. It's over 10 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm just going to copy your response and then we'll need to transit. Okay, you said you have lost some of yours. Okay, I can't see it, but I will have the transcript at the end of the class. Okay, so let us go into the next thing. Okay, so this is where we started. I said the first thing you need to do in writing an introduction is to what? Is to highlight or restate the question. Please, I want you to transit well. Most of us are not transiting well. I've taught the transitions, but please pay attention or go back to the lecture. Okay, the next thing is, okay, to what consequence may overpopulation lead to? Okay, okay, I want to now say what are the consequences? What are the two things I want to say overpopulation can lead to? Okay, overpopulation can lead to, okay, maybe crisis of hunger, okay? And also, what else? Let me put it here, hunger, let me plan. Crisis of hunger, food shortage, okay, I can say, okay, these unsustainable, okay, sustainable, okay, growth in human population, okay, can have damning consequences, such as, okay, food crisis, okay, in addition, okay, okay, let me use as well as war, okay. I'm saying that this unsustainable growth in human population can have damning consequences such as food crisis as well as war. Okay, can you see the second statement here is that it means that in one of the paragraphs, I'm going to be discussing the consequences, and what I'm going to be discussing under the consequences are food crisis and war. Okay, they are the resultant effect of shortage that I'm talking about. Okay, so this is what I plan, war. So when you have your essay, this is your introduction. Your introduction has include one, question statement, two, highlight your discussion points. And now, if you have two questions or two issues to attack, okay, let me write it. When you have two issues to attend to, okay, you can use your discretion to either introduce one or both in your introduction. Yes, however, okay, so I will put this one as NB. Notice, when you have two issues to attend to, you can use your discretion to either introduce one or both of your, no, discussion points. Let me, not introduction, discussion points. That is, you can see you have two situations here, but I normally recommend, my recommendation, introduce both. Okay, why? Most people do forget to tackle the second question when they are so much engrossed. And in that manner, you're not going to be attending to it. So introduce both. Okay. So now the first thing here is this unsustainable growth in human population, okay, can have damning consequence, such as food crisis and as well as war. Okay. So, so, okay, shortage, I will say it now. However, the shortage on resources to sustain, okay, human existence can be tackled through, okay, improved farming and production, okay, system, okay, in addition to legislating on childbirth. Okay, can you see the first one? I have attended to it. I said, let me put it in different color code. Let me put this one in black. The unsustainable growth in human population can have damning consequences such as food. However, okay, the shortage on resources to sustain human existence can be tackled through improved farming and production, okay, production systems, okay, in addition to legislating on childbirth. Okay, so here is my introduction. A lot of people say, I do not always have the right word count. If you write appropriately, you will have the word count, so you don't need to stress yourself. So I have addressed the two issues. Yes, I can decide to expunge this one and then put it at the latter part when I have finished discussing. It's also my discretion to put it in instruction. If you're a very good writer, you might not need to introduce the second one. Just note that you should not forget. Yes, I recommend it because of forgetfulness. Pressure in exam makes students to forget. So this is how to write your introduction. And I must emphasize some things here. When I was discussing the unsustainable growth in human population, okay, can have damning consequences. Can you see? When I'm talking something negative, use very negative words. Most of us use negative qualifiers. Yes, please do that. However, the in resources, shortage on resources, let me put in, to sustain human existence can be tackled through improved farming and production system in addition to legislating on childbirth. Introduce languages that are highly negative or positive depending on the direction you are talking, and also use different formats. You can see here, I use and, I use as well as. Here I use the word in addition to. Don't keep repeating and in every statement. Alternate your additions. I taught that in the transition of additions. If we have time, we will be doing that again at the end of the class. Okay, so let me take you back to your question. Now, if you have submitted before and you were late and you submit on time this time around, I could address both of your responses. Okay, so this is your question. Most of you have actually submitted what do I call it now? Some responses to rephrasing the question. I want you to now, if you are the type of person, possibly try the two. What do you think are the causes of this? Now, this is not well spelled out, so I will spell it out for you. Why do students work and study? That's what I want you to tackle here. What are the causes of this? What solution can be suggested? Solution can be suggested. That is, whatever problem you see, their lack of time, they are feeling under pressure, what solution can you suggest? When there is a solution problem, you look at the problem that was stated. Okay, what do you think is the cause of students working and studying? And what solution can you suggest to the resultant problem? So I want you to frame your response. I'm giving 5 minutes because this is 2 questions. 5 minutes, I will start receiving your response. 5 minutes. This is 9:43 on the dot. So by 9:48, I'll be expecting your response. Okay, Anita, you can send your long sentence later. Yes, just send it to me. But please, I want you to follow the class. Don't make your sentences too long. Write something, summary formats. Yes. Okay, these are your responses. Just send this one. I want you to tackle this one now. The addendum. Okay. Okay, so I have seen a response. I want to copy it because the page is full. I'm going to copy it and then show the slide again. Yeah, most of you have sent the point. I want you to highlight the point, that is, discuss it. Not discuss, that is, put it in sentences. Okay, this is the question in blue. Yes, here, you've already refreshed this. You need to now summarize your point of discussion. Okay, your point is not put Mr. Maruf Afolarin, your point is not actually put in a sentence format, so I won't be copying it. You just said, you just put it in a phrase. Okay, so these are the responses I've gotten. Okay, this is 5 minutes. I'm extending it. I'm still expecting responses because quite a number of us have not sent in response. Only 2 people have responded. I would want to see a response, please. Okay, I'll start treating this. Uh, Some people are sending in their responses. Okay. I will start treating after I've copied. Okay, let me create another slide for this person. I'll start addressing them now. Okay, so let me start addressing from those who sent first. I think the person who sent this, he sent a full one. The person, a certain number of students learn while working, which constantly result to inadequate time for their education and regular peer pressure. Okay, I'm sorry, you took this out of context. It was not peer pressure. They are under pressure, does not mean they are being pressurized by their colleague. Okay, this was thanks to the inadequate fund and support from parents. Okay, I will have, since the negative something, I will have loved you to use no thanks. Okay, okay, no thanks to the negative for, but I will still accept your thanks. Yes, no thanks to the, because it's a sarcasm. So you are trying to applaud that problem. No thanks to the inadequate funds and support from parents. You can say, this is another way to put a cause and effect. No thanks, thanks to. However, governments can support students uh, through scholarship as well as free education. I have a problem with the final part. You didn't make it look like a problem. Yes, I have an issue with that because when you are trying to state the problem and citing the state the solution, at no point did I really see it as a problem in the way you are stating. However, government can solve these student challenges or can ease their burden. I want to see something like that. Can ease, okay, such student, okay, burden, okay, maybe uh, uh, I want to use what you said without changing many things. Uh, through support, okay, through support such as scholarship. When you are mentioning something that is problematic, you need to constantly be referring to that problem in a way of qualifying the issue. Yes. Okay, this is fine now. I will be so I will remove the peer pressure here and regular pressure. Okay. Okay. So this one is fantastic. This person wrote this one. Poverty and lack of sponsorship are some of the reasons why students work. As much as possible, I don't want you to be repeating reason why. Reason students work. I've said it many times. Not bad in some spheres, but not too adequate. Students work while studying. Government intervention to encourage our citizens. Government intervention to encourage our citizens by providing basic infrastructure to aid students as well. This is not stating as if we are tackling the problem. Government intervention, so government intervention to encourage students by providing basic, okay, is welcome. Okay, because you are not using it, you are addressing the situation, so you must link it. Okay, so fine. The quest to work and study may be due to lack of money to meet the needs of the individual. Okay, okay, fine. You mentioned one point. Uh, I would refer to that later. The reason many students work within the school year include the payment of tuition fee. This is not well constructed. The work include, no, this is not well constructed. The reasons many students work is because of high tuition fee, which cannot be provided by their parents. Okay, this is not well constructed. So I will try and construct it. Within the school year is often due to high tuition fee, which student sponsors cannot adequately fund or cater for fund. Okay, because the way you constructed your sentence was not too good. Fund. Okay. Okay, student sponsors. Okay, in addition, this somebody said this, they have to maintain, okay, I don't know if they're the same person, they have to maintain half maintenance fund for fee, accommodation, transport, project work, among other things. I think if you are the one that wrote this, I will accept it, but if it's a separate person, except you've written something before, but okay, this is fine. One possible would be to obtain student loan, scholarship for the duration. You are mentioning a second thing. You are not transiting into another, so you need to use an addition. One possible solution would be to obtain student loan, scholarship. Scholarship is another thing. So, and scholarship. Since it is two now, you need to remove this one. So I will help you. I will just say possible solutions. Okay, would be to obtain student loans and scholarship for the duration of the studentship. Okay, so let me see for those who have written, because I want to actually attend. Okay. Notwithstanding, have I tackled that person? Okay, you sent a correction. So let me check what you said. Okay, I think I have copied this one. This person that I wrote notwithstanding, but I'm going to use the second one because it seems maybe you made a correction. That's why you resent it. So I would tackle it now, notwithstanding. Let me quickly do that. Notwithstanding the work-study effect, part-time study is inevitable as most students have family commitments as well as the need for resources to pursue their dreams. Fine, fantastic. Hence, they are compelled to juggle work with learning in order to achieve work-life balance. I have a problem. You are right, but you are explaining in an introduction. You don't need to explain as long as this. You are just briefly mentioning your points. All these could be committed to other parts of your essay. So I think you should just make, notwithstanding the effect of students, okay, because if you want to write extensively like this, you could have well written it in the body, or you could have well just rephrase the question without mentioning your point. Yes. So this is too long for an introduction, and it's just one part. In your introduction, you do not need to explain anything. You just state the points you want to discuss. Yes, please take note of that. Okay. I want to tackle this one and others that have sent theirs. Mr. Julius and Mr. Afola, I will tackle yours. You still send a third one, the person Tayo. I think I won't be able to attend to the third one. because it's a continuation. I think they are too long for, okay, this person said this is due to high tuition rates in school in which students are unable to cope with. Okay. However, it can be tackled by government giving scholarship. I want you to rephrase the it that is the issue of students, because you are attacking two issues. The issue of having less time for study and being under pressure. So I want you to say this, because it is more than one issue you are tackling. If you are not too sure, mention them. This uh, um, lack of time and pressure can be tackled. Let me go to the question so that you can be seeing it. Okay, he said, what do you think is the cause? What's the cause of student working? Fine. What solution can you suggest to the lacking time or feeling under pressure? Or what solution, if what you want to tackle is the issue of student working, okay, you need to say it. When the question contains too many things, actions, you need to particularly phrase. However, the issue of students working while studying, okay, can be tackled by, or the issue of time. Yeah, you need to state it. There are many issues running in that question. Okay, fantastic. Okay, let me go to the other ones. Wow, time is already gone, but that's not a problem. Okay, Mr. Julius, I promised I was going to tackle yours. I couldn't tackle it when you sent it the other time, yes, but I want to do now. Many times, many part-time students who combine work with study often experience limited time in their education and often pressured. Okay, these occur as a result of lack of sponsor, as well as late academic program. Okay, I don't know what this really means. However, these can be checked. I want you to mention just the way I said it, because we are tackling one or two issues or more than. Can be checked by improving on scholarship programs for students. Okay, you were all right, all true, yeah. But most of us were lacking in labeling. I will mention it. Labeling the issue properly. Labeling and qualifying. When you are talking about a problem, put negative tone that makes it sound very, 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 very critical. Most of us are not doing that. We need to learn how to do it. And you need to refer to the one I wrote. I haven't qualified for admission in an institute. It requires some fund. I haven't qualified for an admission in an institute. Requires some fund, which is not readily available. Let me say, requires some fund. You are talking in the continuous form, some funds which is not readily available to some students. Okay, while a lot of students need to work, experience hours for their professionals. This is not clear. I'll say having qualified for an admission in an institution requires, okay, funds which is often, I would say, which is not readily available to some students. Okay, I would say necessitating that such students work while studying. Okay, you didn't construct it well. The idea was there. Okay, so fine. Okay, I think somebody sent this. I will paste it, but time is gone. Please check what others sent, because it's been over 10, 20 minutes that I pasted it. I would just want to paste it. Okay. Okay, I will indicate it. It was not corrected. Okay, in blue. Okay, let me just put it for those who will be checking it later, not corrected. Okay, so that. Okay, so this is the way I wanted us to do one passage more, but we can't do that now. But most of us has have really actually contributed. So this is the way to write your introduction. Your introduction should articulate. This is the one I wrote. The world population is facing serious challenge. This is the one I wrote. Then you can see the blue. I tackled the first issue, the second. In your introduction, you don't need to explain anything. Just present what you want to discuss in your essay. Okay, so that is the end of segment one, writing introduction. So for as many people that will be chanced, I will display a question now. I want you to write an introduction about it. Not now, not now, not now. Okay, so this is the question. You can copy it, you can screen munch, you can do anything. You can bring it to class next time or send it ahead of class, and I'm going to treat it. Okay, and even send you feedback. Okay, this is it. Okay, 30 seconds more. I'm going to take it off the screen. I will be taking it off the screen now. What we will do now is what we normally do at the beginning of the class, but I made it what we would do at the end. Yes, so that we won't rush. Okay, so I'm transiting now to what I call vocabulary development. In the vocabulary development, I normally send a journal to those who are in close class every week. And then I ask you to, in each paragraph, identify the main idea, then identify higher words and expressions, identify alternate words and synonyms, identify transitions. Most of us were struggling with transitions. Please, you need to pay attention when we are doing the vocabulary development. Transitions are very important. We have additions, we have cause and effect, we have contrast. Okay, we also have examples. After doing them, you write simple and elaborate sentences. That is that, okay, using those new expressions, words, yes, just to make you uh, accumulate a lot of expression to write because they are very important. Okay, this is a sample paragraph. Journal title Death Penalty in Retreat. This was what the journal I sent this week. So this is the first paragraph. And it was actually a discussion. Yes, it will not surprise me if death penalty were constitutionally invalidated sometimes in the next couple of decades. Okay, what's the main idea? So I want us to do it together. Normally I do it first, but we have limited time. Those who have been in class before, please, what is the main idea? Yes, I will go over it for those who are just joining, but I don't think we have too many new people. No, most of us have done at least one main idea session. Yes. Even on Tuesday, we did main idea in the reading we did. Okay, so what is the main idea here from the first sentence? Okay, Okay, someone said death penalty. Okay, what is it about death penalty? Yes, it's actually death penalty, but there was something that was being said about death penalty. I will paste it here. Uh, I want everybody. Unconstitutional death penalty. No, it is not unconstitutional death penalty. I'm talking so that we can, those who have other option, is about death penalty. Okay, I think, uh, yes, invalidated death penalty. Now, I want us to start using our own word. Okay, invalidated death penalty. This person says, okay, projection about annulment. I will call it about annulment. Yes, okay. Invalidated, annulment, that's the thing. They mean the same thing. Because this person, okay, somebody said it's expected that death penalty will be abolished. Yeah, absolutely. You got it. Proposed plan to invalidate it. Okay, yeah, proposed plan, fine. Those who wrote that, fine. Yes, it is. This person is saying it wouldn't. The person is projecting that death penalty will be projection about annulment of death penalty. Let me read the sentence again. Yes, it would not surprise me if death penalty were constitutionally invalidated sometimes in the next decade. The person is saying it, that this is what I would be surprised if this happens. So projection about, yeah, most of us are getting it now, and that's, I'm impressed. Okay, so let's go into other things like, okay, so the first thing is main idea. The second thing is, now I want to point something out. This person is making a projection, even while the journal is a chart. Let's see how the person was coordinating his discussion. For those of us, while speaking, you need to coordinate your discussion. The person make a thesis statement. This is what will happen. And then the person started giving evidence to support that this will eventually happen. In 2002, it held that people with mental retardation, now called intellectual disability, couldn't get death penalty. Can you see? She's premising, supporting an argument with evidences or supporting a thesis. In 2005, it held that juvenile offenders couldn't get death penalty. In 2008, it held that people who committed crime other than murder, even the crime of aggravated rape of a child, couldn't get death penalty. These are really significant limitations on capital punishment. You can see that the person was talking, validating his projection about death penalty. Okay, so the number two thing is we will look for alternate words. Yes, words and synonyms. I gave this journal out to this week because um, the task that I was given was on death penalty. It was a legal topic. So alternate words, please, if you can find alternate words, send it. I don't want to be the one to do it now. I want you in the class to be the one to do it. Alternate word, any alternate word you can see, any word that was used interchangeably or not word, expression, synonyms, please check. Yes, somebody has sent death penalty and capital punishment. If you see any other one, death penalty, capital punishment. Okay. Okay, somebody say yes, legally, constitutionally. Yes, legally, constitutionally. Okay. Okay. Mental retardation, juvenile, child. Fantastic. Okay, so, okay, we found many. Okay, absolutely. Juvenile, child. Yes. Okay, let's move to higher expressions or higher words and uncommon expressions. Okay. Okay, mental retardation. Somebody has said that. Okay. Okay, higher expression. Some people have started saying trajectory of narrowing. Yes, intended to reduce. Trajectory of narrowing. I love this part. As a matter of fact, I will put these as alternate word and I will also use them as higher expressions. Trajectory of narrowing, intention to reduce. Okay, then higher and uncommon expressions. Okay. Okay. Constitutionally invalidated. Absolutely. Somebody said aggravated rape. Absolutely. Because aggravated, can you see the person was using labeling that is qualifiers that shows a very extremely negative attitude. Mentioning rape of a child does not carry a good weight. So the person said aggravated rape of a child. Okay, the person said it's held, it's decided. That's alternate word. Okay, can you see? We cannot exhaust it. Most of us, because many eyes are looking at the essay now, we have been able to, okay, okay, significant limitation, significant. Those are qualifiers. I will put it under intellectual disability. We picked it under. So, okay, let's stop here. Let's stop. Let's pick transitions. What are the transitions? Transitions, additions. Okay, okay, there were not many transitions here. The only transitions that is notable is this one, and I have not taught it. Transitions with punctuations. They are not really very, very important, but it's good you know them. I will still teach it, but I have not taught transitions. Okay, sorry, my camera is bending head. Okay, transitions. Okay, so we will leave out transitions tonight because there was not many transitions. There were not. I didn't see additions so much. I didn't see contrast. I didn't see. Okay, instead of saying, for example, you said in, that's the way it's mentioned is example here. So I will leave that. So the next thing I asked us to do, so we didn't do transitions today, is to write a sentence. I'm going to write one, and you, everybody should write at least, yes, I will write two, whereby I will need to use some of these words. Okay, the Supreme Court, let me say, has invalidated, okay, the election of the state governor of Uja. I just want to mention something so that somebody will not say I'm making a political statement. The Supreme Court, okay, has invalidated the election of the state governor of Uja in, okay, its ruling, okay, it's okay, held that uh, okay, there were quite some irregularities, okay, which warranted the cancellation. Okay, so in reaching such decision, the court, okay, examined many, okay, evidences, okay, presented before it. Okay. In addition, okay, the apex court, okay, okay, the apex court, okay, I don't want to say something that is not legal, but I just want to say something. Okay, the apex court, okay, criminalized, okay, election rigging as well as aggravated, okay, cases of vote buying. Okay, so I just used the opportunity to use all. I said the Supreme Court has invalidated. Invalidated means annulled. Okay, the election of the state, but in its ruling, it held that there were quite some irregularities which warranted the cancellation. In reaching such decision, the court examined many evidences presented before it. In addition, the apex court criminalized election rigging as well as aggravated cases of vote buying. So the reason is for you to be able to develop your vocabulary to carry out your narration. Some of the things I have borrowed, so you can write some of the expressions I have borrowed: invalidated, ruling, okay, held. I think he didn't use ruling, held, okay, that they are quite, okay, which warranted in reaching such decision, held, yeah, instead of using decided, I can't use decided. So the court examined, in addition, the apex court criminalized election rigging as well as aggravated cases of vote buying. Okay, you can see the purpose of this is to develop our vocabulary, your usage of words. Okay, can you see, if I wanted to use death penalty, the next time I need to use capital punishment. So please form your sentences and send to me. Okay, cancel and all. Most of us are still sending. Send your own sentence. I want you to use some of these expressions. I just coin out my own. You can just pick a situation, form form at least two sentences, and I want these sentences to explain one another. Don't just form sentences that do not address a situation. So I'm giving 6 minutes. The class will end in the next 6 minutes. Send your own, yes, writing, short form, the first sentence or first two sentences or three sentences. I just want you to be able to use some of these things. I use invalidated. Most of us are used to annul, annulment, okay, cancelled. Can you see cancellation, invalidation? I cannot, if you have alternate words, you can't keep using the same thing. In its ruling, it's held, reaching such decision, invalidated, cancellation. You can see irregularities. These are legal terms. Okay. Instead of mentioning Supreme Court, I said Apex Court because that's the highest court in any land, the Apex Court. Yes. Though we didn't see this one in the write-up, but anybody who has followed legal write-up will see that they are common things. Okay, please send up your writing. So send your write-ups for me to correct before the time runs out. Once the time runs out, I won't be able to correct again. I might be doing that in the next class. Yes. And for those who will be doing the task I displayed. Okay, fine. This is someone's write-up. Okay, this person wrote this. Let me put it on last statement. This person wrote that the court has cancelled the penalty of the aggravated, okay, rape of a 3-year-old girl in a neighborhood. Okay, in the favor of the offender due to your statements were not coordinated. Okay, maybe the court, okay, has cancelled, okay, the death penalty handed the criminal who perpetrated aggravated, I'm just trying to correct, I'm not liking it, rape of a 3-year-old in a neighborhood. Okay. In the favor of the offender due, okay, the judgment, I will put it that way, okay, might have been influenced by money. That's what I want to say. Because, so let me see the person that's also written. I'm going to correct it. The intention to reduce, okay, the intention to reduce the aggravated rape of a child is by capital punishment. No, this is not clear. Hence, death penalty is constitutionally inculcated into the law. This is not clear. I can't even correct it. Please, can you resend it? Maybe I'm missing some. The intention. Okay. I think maybe you are trying to say aggravated cases of child rape can be mitigated against with capital punishment. As death penalty was constitutionally. Let me get the context. I'm not getting it properly the way you presented it. I'm not getting it. Okay. Constitutionally, it has been decided that juvenile and any candidate that have mental, okay, juvenile and any candidate that have mental retardation, okay, constitutionally it has been decided that juveniles and candidates and any candidate with, I would prefer, that have mental retardation cannot be voted in an election. Fine, I think it's okay. Don't let me put in my word. I think you were okay. Yes. Okay. I think those are the people that tried. Yeah, this one is not clear. Please, I'm not getting the context very well. That's why I would have corrected, but I'm not getting what you were trying to say. So this one is not, is the corrected version is underneath. Okay, so this is 10 to 1. I will say thank you for joining me today. It's been a long 1.5 hour session. Okay, it is writing, and I've said it that we will be taking time, serious time to do the writing. It will be taking 1 hour, 20 minutes, 1 hour, 30 minutes. So we'll spend 1 hour, 30 minutes today. So thank you for joining from Facebook, on YouTube, and on Zoom. So to meet again next Tuesday, please keep developing your vocabulary and keep writing. So Tayo, I will be taking the transcript of what you send. I'll be responding to it. Yes. So bye for now and good night to